We begin the work week with marking World Mental Health Day. What does it mean to take care of your mental well-being in the digital age, especially with the threat of cyberbullying? We discussed this with Globe Chief Privacy Officer Irish Almeda on The Final Word. Attorney, thank you so much for joining us. Before we get into cyberbullying, I really want to ask you this question about privacy, being the Globe Chief Privacy Officer, about the SIM Registration Act. Of course, there are more than 120 million mobile customers. And of course, 95% of those are prepaid customers, and they will have to register their names, their address, and personal information eventually, right, within the next 120 to 180 days. And now there are critics who are saying this is risk to data privacy. What does Globe have to say to this?
Hi, Rico. Good evening. So first, as a telco, we've always been very supportive of the SIM Registration Act, and we can assure customers that we have the highest standards of privacy and cybersecurity. In fact, that's not just Globe, it's really all the telcos. So as the same level of protection that we offer to our postpaid customers is something that we will also offer to our prepaid customers. So ever since the Congress and the House sessions on the SIM Registration Act, we've already been working on a program to ensure how to operationalize it. So we are currently working with a vendor, a solutions provider that will help us come up with that website or that program where prepaid customers can sign up and register their SIM. So I think overall, this is a really excellent measure by the government. It will make sure that cyber criminals could no longer hide behind the veil of anonymity. And now it'll be easier to identify and prosecute them. And again, we will have the proper privacy and security controls in place who will continue to work with the government, the National Privacy Commission, and all the relevant government agencies to ensure that we operationalize this properly.
But there are also issues, Attorney, about SIM card resellers of your Globe prepaid cards. A lot of critics are saying this that they're ill-equipped in handling large amounts of data, which could lead eventually to data loss and misuse.
Yes, that's right, Rika. In fact, one of the solutions that we're exploring is, instead of having the resellers do the registration of the prepaid customers, we'll just have the prepaid customers go on a Globe website where they can then input their information. So one thing that we're thinking about is issuing the SIM cards deactivated, and we will only activate it upon the customer entering their information on that website. And again, that will go through our usual process at Globe, which includes a privacy impact assessment, security design mechanisms, and the very, very rigorous processes that we have in place.
All right, let's get now into the issue of cyberbullying. How serious is it in the country, Attorney?
Yeah, there have been a lot of incidents of cyberbullying in the Philippines lately. In fact, based on the latest statistics from Consulta MD, one of the Globe Group member companies, 65% of those who avail of mental health services belong to the Gen Z and young millennial segment, and their top reasons for consulting were anxiety, depression, and stress, all of which may be linked to cyberbullying, as well as other causes that they may have encountered in the digital space. And also, another survey by Stairway Foundation revealed that 40% of Filipino children aged 7 to 16 have either experienced cyberbullying or personally know someone who has experienced it. So it's a really huge problem in the Philippines, especially now that everyone's shifting to online services and online platforms.
And it has evolved, Attorney, not just in the use of words, but emojis as well.
Exactly. In fact, that's something that we're trying to build at Globe, an online glossary of terms and emojis that the younger generation use now. We put this up on our website. It's called makeitsafe.ph, and it's a buildable glossary. So we're encouraging all of our customers to contribute to that glossary so that parents and guardians may better detect the signs of cyberbullying in their children and intervene timely and even before it further escalates.
And parents have to really protect their children. How can they detect if their child is being cyberbullied or harassed online?
So there are a lot of signs in our children. In fact, we have a partnership with, again, one of our Globe Group companies, Consulta MD, and their professional psychiatrist told us that some of these signs include anxiety, depression, stress. It could also be that the child becomes more withdrawn, keeps more to himself or herself, and also just becomes has a lower self-esteem in general. So it's very important that parents and guardians educate themselves about what cyberbullying actually involves, where it happens, and how they can help their children.
The problem right now, attorney, is that cyberbullying happens on all digital channels, right? Our social media accounts are connected to our desktops, our laptops, smartphones, tablets. There's no escape. They follow you wherever you are, at home, in school, inside your car. It just really has this total mental effect on you.
True, that's so true. Especially when people started the shift to digital platforms with their children enrolled in online classes, with more workers working from home in a hybrid setup. It's really just us being online or 24/7 all the time. So it's really important that we know how to protect ourselves. And of course, parents and children must also protect their children. I'm a mom of 3 myself. And so it's incumbent upon me to let my children know how to really become responsible digital citizens. So I want them to learn not only how to protect themselves from being cyberbullied, but also to refrain from being cyberbullies themselves. So again, I think education and awareness is key. It must begin in the home and the schools. At Globe, we have this digital thumbprint program. The modules are available on the website that I mentioned earlier, makeitsafe.ph. So I really encourage everyone to take a look at that website, to visit that website. They can also avail of a free online consultation with a mental health professional through Consulta MD. They just have to use the code MakeITSafePH, and you'll find all of the details on the website. It's a really useful resource. It's in Filipino, so it's really accessible to all, and it's something that I really hope that more parents, children, and anyone in general should really access.
Thank you so much for sharing with us Globe's anti-cyberbullying campaign. Globe Chief Privacy Officer Irish Almeida.